today we are going to discuss some important points from cost accounting. Okay, so I think it has been a long time since I last uploaded a video from cost accounting, but we discussed the introduction part, that is meaning types of costing, methods of costing, all these things we already explained, we discussed. Okay, and now I intend to give an important topic, that's elements of cost. Okay, let me ask a question, that is, what do you mean by cost? Cost means the expenditure incurred on producing the goods and services, right? According to ICMA, cost is the amount of expenditure incurred on or attributable to a given thing. For example, in the manufacturing of automobiles, the expenditure incurred on its spare parts, painting, design, all these things constitute the cost of the automobile. Okay, then what is elements of cost? Elements of cost are the factors on the basis of which expenditure is incurred. So the elements of cost make the analysis of the cost easy and facilitate maximum information regarding cost to the manufacturers. Okay. Simply, elements of cost are broad heads of cost involved in a product or service. You can see there are three elements of cost, that is material, labor and expenses. The analysis of total cost into materials, labor and expenses is called elements of cost. So this chart shows the various elements of cost. I will try to briefly explain each of these elements. Okay. First of all, material. Material cost means the cost of the material that is supplied to the manufacturing unit for producing the finished product. So the matter or substance from which the product is made is the material. It may be raw or processed form. Material is of two types, that is direct material and indirect materials. What do you mean by direct material? Direct materials are the materials which can be identified with a particular job, product or process. That is, the material that become the part of the finished goods are called direct materials. For example, we can say cotton is a direct material in textile mill, clay in bricks, leather in shoes, steel in machine, cloth in garment industry, timber in furniture industry. All these are direct materials. We can say the material directly contributed to a product, or those easily identifiable in the finished product. Those are direct material. We can say paper in books, okay, plastic in water tank. All these are examples of direct material. Then what do you mean by indirect material? So indirect materials are the materials which cannot be conveniently be identified with a particular product, job or process. Simply says, lower cost items or supporting materials used in the production of any finished product are called indirect material. So indirect material cost is not directly attributable to the finished product. They cannot be allocated to a job or process. They do not form a part of the finished product. For example, cleaning material, cotton waste, coal, printing and stationery material, etc. Or one more example we can say, that is fuel or electricity needed for generating power. So all these are indirect material cost. Next is labor cost. Labor cost, it refers to the cost of remuneration of the workers employed in an organization. For the conversion of raw material into finished goods, human effort is required, right? So labor is required. Such human effort is called labor. So labor is an important element. So remuneration on labor is called wages. So labor is further divided into direct and indirect. So what do you mean by direct labor? It is the labor which can be identified with a particular product, job or process. Direct labor is directly engaged on production. That is, the wages, salaries, perquisite allowances paid to workers directly engaged in converting the raw material into finished products. That is called direct labor. And then what do you mean by indirect labor? That is, they are not directly engaged on production. Or it cannot be identified with a particular product, job or process. It cannot be directly charged to production. Okay. For example, for indirect labor includes the wages paid to cleaners, inspectors, storekeepers, supervisors, watchmen, salesmen, etc. Example for direct labor cost include, suppose in a manufacturing setting, wages paid to workers in an assembly line. In a service context, wages paid to workers in the kitchen of the restaurant. Clear? Next comes expenses. All costs other than material and labor are termed as expenses. Expenses are of two types: direct expenses and indirect expenses. First, we will look into direct expenses. Direct expenses are the expenses which are neither direct material nor direct labor, but are directly charged to product, job, or process. So we can say these are specially incurred in production of a particular product, job, or process. So direct expenses, also called chargeable expenses, prime cost expenses, or productive expenses. So examples of direct expenses can be cost of patents and royalties, traveling expenses to the site, higher charges of special machinery for a particular job, excise duty, all these. What do you mean by indirect expenses? It is those expenses which cannot be identified with a particular product or job. They are apportioned to or absorbed by cost centers or cost units. They include all indirect costs other than indirect material and indirect labor. For example, we can say rent, rates, insurance, taxes, depreciation, repairs and maintenance, carriage, advertising, etc. Moving to the next topic, I would like to explain about overheads. So overheads are indirect charges, or we can say these are the aggregate of indirect material cost plus indirect labor cost plus indirect expenses. Overheads we cannot conveniently or directly charge it to a specific cost center or cost unit. They have to be apportioned or absorbed. These overheads are also called on cost. They are sometimes called as burden. Actually, there is a difference between indirect expenses and overheads. Indirect expenses are expenses actually incurred, but overhead refers to the estimated expenses, but both cannot be allocated to a cost center or cost unit. Okay. So according to function, overheads can be classified into four types, namely production or manufacturing overhead. It is also called as factory overhead. Okay. Then administrative overhead. It's also called office overhead, and selling overhead, or we can say selling expense. Then distribution overhead. Clear? So here factory overhead means the indirect charges incurred in connection with production in the factory. So these include indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses in producing goods or services in the factory. So factory overheads are also called work overhead. For example, we can say factory rent, plant depreciation, factory insurance, power, etc. In simple sense, factory overheads includes all the indirect costs incurred in factory in respect of manufacturing operations. Okay. Then next is office and administration overhead. It includes all the indirect costs relating to direction, guidance, management, control, and administration of a business concern. That is the indirect expenses for formulating policies, planning, controlling, directing, and motivating the personnel of an organization. So these costs are incurred in connections with the management and administration of an enterprise. It's also called as administrative overheads. For example, office rent, office salaries, printing and stationery, legal charges, audit fee, accountant fee, office lighting and heating, telephone charges, director's fee, all come under office overhead. Okay. Next is selling overhead. These are indirect expenses incurred for the purpose of promoting sales, creating and stimulating demand, and retaining the customers. These are selling overheads. For example, advertising, salesman salary and commission, market research, traveler salaries, bad debts, sales office and showroom expenses, sales manager salary, free gifts, after sales service expenses. All these come under selling overheads. Finally, distribution overhead. These are indirect expenses incurred from the time of production is completed in the factory till it reaches its destination. So these are the cost of moving the goods from factory to consumers. Okay. So examples are godown rent, warehouse staff salary, packing expenses, delivery van expenses, carriage outward, insurance of stock of finished goods, etc. Move to the next head, that is components of cost or divisions of cost. Component of cost, it is defined as the cumulative or aggregate of different elements of cost. That is, by grouping the various elements of cost, we get the following divisions or components of cost. That is prime cost, factory cost, cost of production, total cost. What do you mean by prime cost? Prime cost refers to the total of three important elements of cost. That is, when you add direct material, direct labor and direct expenses, you will get prime cost. It is the aggregate of all direct elements of cost. It's also called by other names such as first cost, basic cost and foundation cost. Prime cost is calculated like this, that is, prime cost is equal to direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses. Next is factory cost. When we add factory overhead with this prime cost, we will get factory cost. It is the actual expenses that are incurred in converting raw material into finished product. It's also known as works cost. It is calculated as follows, that is, prime cost plus factory overhead is known as factory cost. This factory cost also known as works cost, production cost or manufacturing cost. Okay. Now we got factory cost, right? When we add office and administrative overhead with this factory cost, we will get cost of production. That is, factory cost plus office and administrative overhead is known as office cost or cost of production. It is computed as follows, that is, cost of production or office cost is equal to factory cost plus office and administration overheads. Finally, total cost. When selling and distribution overhead are added to cost of production, it is called total cost or cost of sales. That is, total cost is made up of cost of production plus selling and distribution overhead. So I am concluding, a cost is composed of three elements, that is material, labor and expenses. Each of these three elements can be direct and indirect. That is, direct material and indirect material, direct labor and indirect labor, direct expenses and indirect expenses. Okay. So in this context, the total cost of manufacture is classified under three elements called the elements of cost. Okay. Then we have seen what is overhead, and overhead are indirect charges. These are the aggregate of indirect material cost, indirect labor cost and indirect expenses. Okay, and we have seen the different types of overheads, that is factory overhead, office overhead, selling overhead and distribution overhead. And we have also seen the divisions of components of cost, that is prime cost, factory cost, cost of production and finally total cost. All of these points I explained here is very important from an examination point of view. I mean objective based exam. That's all for today. One thing I want to tell you that there's a scope for many questions from this area. So you must prepare accordingly, okay? Even though it's a problem paper, weightage should be given to theory parts also, okay? Especially when you are preparing NET, JRF, like competitive examinations. And one more thing, you must note this thing, that here my intention is not to give you a detailed explanation in this video. That is, after your revision, that I mean just before your exam, this video will definitely help you to recollect all relevant points from this area. Otherwise, you can use this video as a pre-preparation stage activity. That is, if you watch this video before you going to start preparing this part, definitely you will get an idea about which area you need to give more concentration or more emphasis. Okay, so in next video I will try to explain the relevant points from material chapter. Thank you so much.